Hey, Jeremy the Tall Trainer here, and I am out underneath a tree to show you some of the versatility of the suspension trainer, but to do a good, mostly strength workout, but it's a strength in a circuit format, so we're gonna get a little bit of cardio involved with this too. All right, so now I'm gonna jump right in, and it's gonna assume that you maybe have done a little bit of warm up ahead of time. All right, so we're gonna start off with the row. All right, button is pushed, timer's rolling, I'm leaning back, and I'm squeezing up right in here. All right, starting off with the row, make sure you get those shoulders away from the ears and chest out. A lot of times I'll pause at the top of the row and check that position. All right, most people when they do the row, they pull up too much, they scrunch their shoulders too much. Big mistakes on that, because what we're really trying to do is trying to build this great posture. Now, I'm not gonna look forward while I'm doing the row, I'm gonna look up a little bit, all right? You can see where the brim of my hat points, it points up a little bit more. All right, now if this is too easy, I can walk under a little bit more to make it a little bit more difficult. Squeezing in there. Now if this gets a little bit more, and if I need to go farther, I can actually slide these up and I can drift a little bit farther under if I need to. All right, so I'm squeezing in there, getting the upper back going right in here, starting to get some action. All right, we got the side to side squat. So I'm gonna hold back here, I'm gonna squat down, I'm gonna shift side to side here. Shift from one side to the other side, from one side to the other side. Now, I can go up and back down if I want to. So I'm kind of loading one leg at a time, just a little bit more than the other leg. Or I can stay with the side to side shift. If the knees are a little bit trickier, actually probably the side to side shift will be a little bit easier, and you're getting more of that hip stretch while you're doing it. Now when you're doing this, I want you really kind of leaning back a little bit. Notice how I've got a little bit of pressure on here. I got the handles pretty straight towards me here. And I'm leaning back, and that's how we get the bigger benefit of this exercise, is that you can push on your heels more as you're doing that. All right, and it should be much more doable for somebody with the trickier knees. A chance to loosen up the hips. So make sure the hips go back as you're doing this. So hips drift back as you're. Now I'm gonna spin around. I'm gonna catch some push-ups. All right, so right here, shoulders width, ears, chest out. Good push-ups. Not looking down, head is up, cranking away here. Now, if it rubs on the arms a bit, you can try to go maybe a tiny bit wider with your push-ups so it rubs a little bit less on those arms. Now, for difficulty-wise, I can make it a bit easier by stepping forward and a bit harder by coming in a little bit more. All right, so a lot of exercises are gonna be like that. And you'll be able to tell which way is which when you try it. And you go, oh, that makes it harder. I need it easier, I'll go the other way. Shoulders width near, chest out, abs in tight. Oh, nice, pumping it up. All right, single leg squat. I'm coming back in here, dropping down and standing up. Dropping down, standing up. Right in here. Now, if this is too much for the knee, now first make sure you got the position right. You're shifting back in here really good. Same leg this whole time. All right, same leg for this whole set. So dropping in, squeezing up. Try to use the handles not too much for this. Use the leg to push yourself up. The handles are here to make sure you don't fall over, and so you can lean back a little bit more than you normally would. All right, again, take the pressure off the knee. If you need to, a single leg deadlift option can go in here, or you do the two-legged squat, which looks a little bit like the side-to-side squat, except you're not going side-to-side. Right here. Whew. Digging in. Dropping in. So we can start getting some huffing and puffing here. I'm trying to do a lot of talking. So, we'll get as much huffing and puffing. Now, we got the biceps. All right, so it looks a little bit like the row, but I'm not gonna go as far out. And I'm pulling those handles up right in here. All right, so the arms are kind of even with the band right here. I'm actually going up from there above the head. And that will get the bicep going in this exercise. If I need to make it tougher, I can drift a little farther under. Oh boy. Oh, that's fun. Try to be smooth on this. We're not trying to fall a bunch of times. Try to be smooth with that motion. Really purposefully punching up into the air. So we focus on that bicep particularly. So it's not just pulling again. It's punching up in the air. All right, single leg squat the other side. Drop it in and up. Oh yeah. Digging those heels in, or digging that heel in. You notice I'm kind of tapping my back knee on the ground. We're going to try to get as much range of motion as possible on this. All right? Use your hands only as much as you need to, but you don't want to drift down in there. Push that heel down and stand up. Really focusing on the legs starting that action. If I do that, I can get a lot more work into that leg. Ah, yes. Oh yeah, got it. Got it. Now if I need to make it tougher, I can reach back a little bit more, and it will throw a little bit more into that front hip. All right, it'll give a little more effort and attention to that. I'm gonna spin around for triceps. Become about forehead height, I fall forward, and I press back out. Right in here. As you're doing this, make sure you don't lose control of your core. You're not dropping in as you do this. Abs are in tight. Pressing back out. Now when I press back out, I purposely try to push through my palm away there. Pushing through the palms away. And I get a lot more in my tricep when I do that. Abs in tight. Press away. Let your arms, the back of the arms, right in here is where you should be feeling it. Back of the arms, do that push away. Woo. Hamstring curl. All right, we're gonna come down, 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 down. I'm gonna hook my heel into this one. Hook my heel into the other one. I'm gonna lay back. All right. Actually, I'm gonna scoot underneath it a little bit more. That's really hard. All right, so lift hips up and pull in. Try to lift hips higher as you come in. Oh yeah. If this is too much, just put your feet down on the ground, do the booty bridge. That's where you just keep your legs bent and lift the hips up and down. Oh, hamstrings are always so fun. Couple more seconds here. All right, coming up for the plank, stir the pot. All right, so I'm gonna hold this plank position and I'm gonna sweep around and sweep around the other way. So I'm moving the hands around, not so much that they hit me in the head, all right? So I'm not stirring it that big. Small little stir. If I want to make it tougher, walk farther back, and I stir it up down there. Stir the pot. And don't get it too killer, because I'm about to have one last real fun one. Keep that core in tight and braced. All right, now we got the suspension climber. I'm gonna take a quick shake out. Get my arms back alive here again. All right, and I'm gonna come in here, run knee forward and switch. Kind of tapping the foot forward. Now I can pick up the tempo on that. Whew. Make sure you got some good ground there. Now, this is easier as far as slippage factor if you're down here more, but hard on core factor. So you come up here And it's more like a high knee. March. Keep it nice and tight there. It just rained earlier today, so that's why the ground's a little bit tricky. I threw this mat down for that. But you find a nice drier spot, it'll work easier. All right, 1 minute, a little rest break. Nice. Just ate some food, so it's I'm caught there a little bit more. All right, so we're gonna hit that again. And usually first round is a chance to remember the exercises. Second round is a chance to do it even better. So I'll try to see if I can follow lead on that and see if I can get my heart rate up a little bit more on round 2 than on round 1. Now this is gonna be a big cardio one, not a massive cardio workout, but it should get you about a quick walk for heart rate. You know, and that's good. That's good. And so it is getting some of that benefit also. Some of that heart rate benefit is coming. All right, let's go for the row. All right, drift it back here. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna shorten it just a touch. And keep going there. Roll it up. All right, so now that I went shorter, let's see if I can drift under a little bit. A little bit extra. Now sometimes as you go farther down, you gotta bend your knees a little bit, just so you don't have this crazy awkward angle at your ankle. But make sure you also don't arch in like this. I'm gonna drop my butt back to keep things set up real nice. And I'm looking up. Remember, when you hit the top, shoulders right in the ears, chest out. Get that posture set nice. Shoulders right in the ears, chest out. This is as high as I'm gonna go because that's as far as my shoulder blades can go. I could come way up here, and sometimes people do that. Don't do that though. All right, side to side squat. All right, I'm in the squat. I'm gonna do the up and down version a little bit here. All right, load up one leg, load up the other. I like to spin just a little bit. You might be able to see that a little bit. Where I drop in, and I drop in. Drop in over here, drop in over there. All right, so that's one option. The other option is to stay low, shifting side to side. All right. Oh, loosen up a little bit. You loosen up a little bit. Here's a chance to limber up those hips as well. Nice. You'll notice leg stuff gets the heart rate going pretty nice. All right, we're going to push-ups. Go a little bit longer for push-up there. Sometimes if you leave it in that short length, it feels too bottled up when you do the push-up. All right, shoulders in the ears, drop in, and push back out. Right in here. Abs in tight. Shoulders right in the ears, chest out. Don't go too far down on this. So my arms are making it about even with my body as I'm doing this. Now, I'd prefer you choose a really hard level, and then if you need to, retreat to the easier to finish out your time. All right? So choose a tough spot, get some in there. When you can't do any more there, retreat to a little bit higher. You don't necessarily have to stop. You can just retreat a little bit. All right, single leg, squat, drifting back, standing up. Really focus on that front leg. Try to start that motion back up, pushing that heel down. Now make sure, I'll try a different angle on here, just so you can see it. Give it far enough over. Make sure that front knee is not hooking across as you do this. Keep it in the right spot there. Oh. Really focusing. It's a one-legged exercise. All right. Remember, you got that deadlift option, less knee bend with that one. All right. So if it's tough on the knee, we're not ever trying to get the joint. Burning muscles, all that stuff, not the joint. All right. All right. Biceps. I'll come back here. You can see a little bit better from this angle. Pulling up. Pulling right up towards the top of my head. Looking up. I caught myself looking forward. I don't know if you saw that. Look up a little more. Look up a little more, Jeremy. So you're not looking at the attachment point. You're looking a little bit above the attachment point. Even though it's tough, you want to look at the attachment point. But that will get your posture not quite right. Try to keep the arm up pretty good so don't drop it down in here while you're doing that one. Keep it lifting up. So it kind of feels like you're double punching upwards there. All right, single leg squat, the other side. Now you can hear my breathing a little bit. Is that some of that cardio that I'm getting? Now, on my left leg, which I'm on right now, has rested pretty good. So it has got some energy to do this work. But I just got done with my arms. And so my cardiovascular system is still dealing with that. And so this, you'll notice is an upper body, lower body type thing going on here. Focus on that bottom leg. I'm talking a lot. Push that heel down. So you see, we all need to do upper and lower body exercises. Keeps the heart rate going and gets a microcosm of rest for at least that part of your body. All right, triceps. Facing back out this way, falling forward, pressing back out. Now I like how quickly you can change exercise on this too. You see how fast that was? Pressing out. Don't go too far back on this one. If you do, you're just gonna scrunch your neck up so much more. So much more. Make sure the shoulders stay away from the ears. Abs are in tight. Things are set up really nice. Noticing a little more heart rate coming. Maybe I'm talking less, working harder. Try to point those elbows towards the ground, squeeze them together a little bit. So squeeze the elbows towards each other, you'll get more work in the back there. Remember, press those palms away. Oh, if you really focus on that, that's what makes you go up, is that press away. You'll do a lot better. Otherwise, sometimes you end up just shifting your weight back, and that's not necessarily what we're going for. I'm gonna step forward. Oh, okay, good, I'm done. I was gonna have to step forward to finish that one. All right, coming down for hamstring curl. Hook that heel in. All right, so the heel's in there, and the bottom of your foot is kind of resting on that handle. All right, so hook the heel in, bottom of the foot in there. All right, and hug it in. Oh yeah. Now, the more underneath the attachment point you are, the easier this one is. The farther out I get. So if I scoot this way, it's gonna be harder on those hamstrings. But man, this feels enough. I'm actually out a little ways right now. So it would be easier if I was like kicking the tree a little bit more there. Now, my heart's gonna come down on this, but my hamstrings are definitely lighting up. And we get that booty bridge as an option. Try to lift your hips higher as your feet come closer. Come on out. All right, stir the pot plank. All right, let me come towards you a little bit here. I'll face you. All right, so here I am on this plank. Gonna drift back a little bit, and I'm gonna stir this way, and I'm gonna stir that way. So this way. So I'm bracing really both my shoulders and my abs. Now you may not be as far back as I am when you're doing this, all right? But I'm kind of a stud. Alright, there's people more studying than me, but whew, I work out occasionally. Alright, I have some practice at this. Now, if I was doing this for my full-on workout, I might actually go back a little bit farther, but I want to be able to talk to you too. Alright, now we got that mountain climber. I'm going to pull this mat a little bit so I've got it underneath me because of the recent rain. I'll face you this time for a little bit. So I can do this with a march, lifting a knee, or I can do this on a jog, and I can drift back a little bit more here. Alright, I'll show you from the other angle. So I'm supporting on those hands. That may be the factor that you need to give up on a little bit. So you may have to come up higher because the arms are tired. You're going to lift that knee a little bit more. Get that much. Now you're still leaning into it, even though you're up higher. The abs, core, good crank to finish. Oh boy. Oh, that smoked pretty good. Oh. All right, we got one more round. So 1 minute rest, and we're gonna hit that one more time. All right, so you can see how, I'm getting my whole body going. All right, so, I got my pulls, my pushes, my legs going really good. It's got a great balance of things. We got that good finisher with the core, but really every exercise can be a core exercise when you're working with a suspension trainer. Because, especially on triceps or push-ups, because I'm supporting in here, I'm basically in a slightly unstable plank the whole time. So I'm working that core on every exercise if I'm focusing correctly. All right. Oh, we have about 8 seconds. One more set. Looks like I'm in green zone still. Oh, never mind. Just dropped. All right, so I'm leaning back here. Pulling up. Squeeze it up there to it. Alright, so I did shorten it on the last time, but I'll just walk under, see if I can do that without shortening the handles too much. By the third round, maybe I don't need it as much. Now I'm looking for straight to the back of my head, like right here, not good. Right here, better. Butt goes back, head goes back, and then I squeeze those shoulder blades. Alright, so instead of butt going forward, head going forward, and then I go, butt goes back, head goes back, and pull up. Chin's tucked in a little bit. Remember at the top, a lot of times I pause, I squeeze the shoulders away from the ears, puff the chest out, and then come back down. The more you practice that, the better your posture is going to be, the less chance for injury you're going to have. A lot of things are going to be better. Alright, woo! Alright, side to side squat. Alright, I'm going to drop down and up version. Catch that one again. Just to get my heart rate up just a little bit more. And raising and lowering the center of gravity there. I'm going for a fairly wide stance here. All right, I'll show you, try to show you a different angle here. Going fairly wide on this one to get a little more stretch out of this, all right? Oh yeah. Dropping in, stretch, press out. Drop in, stretch, press out. Nice thing is, I have these handles here, so if I can't get out, I can pull myself out. We're gonna try to use the legs to get you out. The handles are just there to help you shift back. Oh, it's a good stretch. Oh, I like that. All right, push-ups. All right, facing down here. Remember, start with the hard ones. Pull back to ease here, so you can keep going. Make sure the head is back. It's not dropping to the ground. You're not going head between the hands. You're going to imagine like the head's going out in front of the hands as you're doing this. If it's rubbing your arms a lot, remember go a little bit wider. but that's harder. Hard on the muscles. So maybe you have to step up a little bit more. About a 90-degree bend in the arm. Oh, I'm gonna come up a little bit. Oh, you might have to step up a couple times. Like right now, my arms are experiencing some great tiredness. Kind of not pausing and resting. I'm just stepping up so they don't get that much better. Whoa. Oh, that was awesome. All right, single leg squat. Then we got the deadlift option, the straight leg, squeezing up or drop in. So the deadlift option, if this one's too tough on the knee. Otherwise, I do like the extra bit of quad we get on the single leg, all right? So most of us could use a little bit more quad work there too. Dig that heel in, push that butt back. If you're having trouble finding this one, you can go back even farther so that your arms kind of force you to lean forward more as you do it, and that'll help you load that hip a little bit better. All right, so if the arms are kind of stuck being a little bit straighter, it'll pull you forward a little bit. So that way you can send your butt back, and now your glute really brings you out of that. Right down here, and here, whoosh, coming out. And there, whoosh, whoo, biceps. All right, tipping back, pulling up. Double punch in the sky. Same principle as all the other ones. If it's too hard, go back a little bit. It's kind of funny on biceps because sometimes you end up feeling like you're basically standing up. That's okay. That's not as strong a muscle as some of the other ones. That may be what it needs to do in order to have good posture. If you really focus at an easy level, you can slay it. All right, single leg squat. Other side, focus on that leg, dropping in, squeezing up. Oh boy. This is one of my favorite suspension leg exercises because you could get a lot of resistance in there. Now, sometimes you don't need it, and you can go for the two-legged version on this. You go, listen, I'm just getting started on this. You can start with a two-legged squat. Make sure that butt goes back, knees are out. Dig that heel in. I feel it. I feel it. You feel it? Keep that back as straight as you can, but you're tipping it forward. All right, straight back, but forward tip. All right, triceps. Spinning around, leaning out. Arms at forehead height, basically fall forward. Press back out. Pushing away through those palms. Oh yeah. Abs in tight. Every exercise is a core exercise. The more you pull those abs in while you're doing some of these, the better core you get. Oh, I got to step forward a little bit. Sometimes just an inch, not even much. Just a hair to get an extra couple there. I got to step again. Oh yeah. Oh, they're giving up. They're giving up the ghost. Oh, hamstring. Hamstring. All right, laying down. Hook that heel. It's gonna take you a moment to get in there. I realize you may not get as many hamstring curls in as you could, but hamstrings are hard enough. You don't need to get very many. All right. There we go. Oops, lost one. There. Now you need to make sure your handles are short enough that you're not going to drag your heels on the ground while you're doing this one. We just barely got that strap on that heel. That's all right, I'm not gonna mess around with it. Get my work in. There's a job to do. Pull in, lift up. Pull in, lift up with those hips. All right. All right, plank, stir the pot. All right. Plank, stir the pot. Stir it around. Stir it around. Abs in tight. Spin it around. Now, if it's too easy, go back a little bit. Find some challenge. Now I could, if I spin around this way, I'm down here, I can stir the pot down here. Now you see how I'm like directly under there? A lot of pressure for that. So if you think you can do that one, you can go for it. So the farther back you go, the more of it you can get. I'm feeling push-ups and triceps. I'll bail off from that one. Stir the pot up here. All right, mountain climber, almost done. All right, lifting those knees up, marching out. So start with a march. If you got that, you can make it quicker march, more joggy. We're almost there to the last exercise. Keep that posture set. Head back, abs in tight. Oh, the arms, the arms. Almost there, almost there. Oh boy. Oh good, just in time. Right? As I was giving up. Now it looks like I got a little bit of yellow zone in there. Alright, so that is good. That's good. So that's my heart rate zone. And I got into the cardiovascular level with this work. Alright, so again, my muscles, great work in those muscles. I wouldn't do this one too often. This is like, 2 to 3 times a week, max 3, all right? No more than 3. You need a day in between to recover a little bit. So that's where the other workouts come in, other cardio, mixed flexibility, intervals, that kind of stuff really comes in handy. You don't need to push-ups every day. That time between workouts is when you improve, all right? So make sure you hit a stretch, all right? Get one of those stretch videos going right after this. Don't skip it because you think you don't have enough time. Otherwise, your body will make time for you with an injury, all right? Let's say a quick prayer to head out. God, thank you for the opportunity that we can exercise together, help everybody do a great job with this workout, help them to make progress, to become healthier and stronger, and help us to enjoy opportunities to be outside, perhaps, with some of these suspension trainers, and that we can have some fun in different locations. It's almost like a field trip or a vacation as we find new places that we can do our workouts. Name your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. All right. Have fun. Be safe. God bless. And stretch. As far as attaching this sucker, you can see I just looped this thing around a bunch of times. I clipped into itself, and I just clipped this into one of the nearby straps there, and I'm good and anchored. That's good and solid. You see, I even going out to the side when I was doing this workout. It holds pretty good. So just know what you're clipping into. But this is a good solid branch. This is a good hold, and it gives me some span away from the tree, so I can do this work well. If this tree branch was higher, what I'd probably do is throw the strap over, and then clip it in. And then I get a little more span down there, and then I would just clip into, some section on there. All right, and run it from that. And then when I'm done, I'm gonna unclip and bring it over. So if you can even work on tree branches a little bit out of your reach to get this going.